For those of y'all that have a resistance to the phrase falling in love, I want to offer a new phrase to you. What does it mean to be adorned in love? In the same way that we are adorned with jewelry, you intentionally place pieces of art and jewelry on your body, or if you are adorned with tattoos, right? You love art, you love the expression of self so much that you tattooed it on your body. If we viewed love through that lens, how would that change the way that you navigate romantic partnerships, romantic dynamics? When we think about compatibility and what it means to be adorned in love, how would that change your lens and expression of compatibility beyond physical preference? And I think it's very important for me to say that I'm not one of these people that's going to tell you looks don't matter. Okay? Let's just keep it 100. I'm not going to tell you what your preferences should be. That is yours. I am not here to argue about the rules of dating. I may call them into question, but ultimately I believe that choice is yours. And who am I? A love scholar, right? But a girl that you are watching on social media, I am not in love with you or in relationship with you. And so it's very important to take advice with a grain of salt, right? But if we're thinking about attraction through the lens of what it means to be adorned in love, how does your partner, through a lens of compatibility, through the lens of attraction, deepen that love? When we're thinking about deepening love, I go back to the example of love as a garden, right? What are you planting? Again, if the phrase falling in love doesn't resonate with you, I want you to think about love through the lens of cultivation. How do you plan to cultivate love through the lens of the garden example? And how do you need love to be cultivated for you? When we stay in the wants, I want X, Y, and Z, it feels a bit mystique, right? It feels a bit whimsical and very over there. It feels like I can't really touch it. Specifically when we're speaking about love, I want us to get very comfortable speaking about the need in love, right? And not through this lens of neediness and clinginess, but how do you need a love to be cultivated? How do you need a love to be adorned? How do you need a love to be watered, a love to be flourished? When you use words have meaning, words have definitions. Words are one of the ways in which we connect with each other, right? And when we're thinking about this through the lens of the language of lovers, what do you need from a romantic partner, from a lover, to feel seen in your entire constellation, your entire universe of love, your entire ecosystem of love, your entire ocean of love? What do you need? What are those moving pieces that operate in a very harmonious way for you to feel safe, for you to feel at ease, for you to feel sensual, for you to feel sexual, for you to feel intimate, for you to feel provocative, for you to feel spiritual, for you to feel this sense of intertwinedness and togetherness? And I think a lot of times we limit the vocabulary that we want, need, and long for, and passionate for as it relates to love, because you treat words like sensual as bad words. So then we try to scapegoat around what's a different way to say I need a love that's provocative? What's a different way to say that I need a love that is vulgar, that I need a love that is steamy, that I need a love that makes my heart skip a beat? You water down the words, and because language literally matters, you limit your articulations to the need of you experiencing and feeling a whole embodied experience as it relates to love. And I need us to part ways with this idea of like getting in trouble. Because a lot of us operate from this perspective of naming the sensualities that we need in love as like, oh, if I say it, I'm not supposed to feel like that. I don't know if I'm supposed to say that. And I urge you and I encourage you to lean in and say it. Say the sexy thing. If that's what you need, say it. Especially as we are venturing on this journey of life, you deserve the full embodied experience. You deserve to experience the full life cycle of love. But I think we get too stuck in that rumination, and then we in turn become this authoritarian figure in our life, in our love life. And I call into question those who taught you this concept and idea of trouble in love, or that your needs are too a juvenile to name, or deeming you through this lens of clinginess or neediness through a negative connotation. It's time to dismantle the beliefs in which we internalize as it relates to us needing too much in love. If you rephrase the idea in your fantasy of falling in love to being adorned in love, how would that change the way you navigate your romantic experiences?